All right. All right. So did Cam check Elliot Wilson? Did y'all watch the debate? All right. Shout out Elliot Wilson. Shout out Cam. So if y'all didn't know, Elliot Wilson had a interview. Let me make sure it's recording. This is what I gotta go through. All right. So Elliot Wilson had an interview with Roby and Mel on their podcast, and he kind of went in on Cam and them in a way, a little bit. Elliot Wilson. Basically, he felt like Cameron is just jumping into this journalistic type game. I guess he felt like, well, according to the debate, I guess he felt like Cam coming from hip hop jumping into sports was just too far. Like there was a big gap, and he felt like he wasn't ready for that. Basically, when he said he was walking around like he's Stephen A. Smith, he said that as a diss. Like Cam said in the debate, he took that as a compliment because it's Stephen A. Smith. He's literally the dude in sports. You know what I mean? So it's like Elliot Wilson basically he comes from, the '90s, the straight raw, the college degree journalist. Now journalism today, people are not going to college for that. Literally you get a camera, you get a location, you get your questions, and you talk. Everybody's doing that now. They calling it podcasting, but basically I guess he felt like due to his history, he's been in the game over 20 years, over 25 years, something like that. So I guess he felt due to his history that maybe he felt like he should be in Cam's place. I'm going up the first interview. I did see the debate, seen the whole thing. I'm gonna get into that after, but I'm going up the first interview that he had with Rory and Mel. Basically, I guess he just felt like he was just hating. Basically, that's what that I liked about Elliot. He's very transparent. He kept it real. He did look, he's red in the face, so he did look a little intoxicated. But, truth syrup, he kept it real. He didn't like the fact that Cam just came out of rap, invested his own money, and started his own show. He actually has two shows. He got the It Is What It Is with the sports, and then he got Come Talk with Flea, and that show is more in the more journalistic style. But I guess he just felt like, I don't know, because I felt like that's one of my favorite shows to watch on YouTube. But you know, you know how it is. Like when rap changed, how the older crowd was versus the younger crowd. They wasn't too accepting of the newer generation. That's kind of the same thing. He kind of looked like the old rapper type thing. He's the old journalist. I guess he's having a hard time to adapt what's going on today. I mean, he had Rap Radar. I guess he had to deal with that. That deal didn't go through. I mean, I guess that deal's finished. But still, at the end of the day, you don't need no deal with nobody. You invest your own money, get yourself a couple cameras, find yourself an editor. I mean, at the end of the day, he's coming from the source days, the magazine days, so it's a little different, but I feel like he's smart enough to catch on. I mean, he see what's going on, he see what's happening. I really don't understand, like him saying, where was that coming from? Like, why would you talk crazy about him? Like, if everybody don't got the same equal opportunity, maybe I don't know, because Cam invested his own money. It ain't like somebody came and got Cam. Know what I mean, or I think it's good to do this. Nah, Cam thought of the idea. He invested in himself and he put it to work, and it's working. Elliot Wilson, there's nothing. There's nothing stopping you from starting your own. You got your partner. I forgot homie name. B Dot. Homie B Dot. You guys can start a YouTube channel. and create your own and get crazy. Like don't act like you try to make it seem like because Cam's he comes from the music industry and he got his industry friends that makes things easier. You've been in the game just as long as he has. You have probably the same relationship at the end of the day. You got Jay-Z number. Like Jay-Z, I mean, I don't think Cam got Jay-Z's number. So how can you really say something like that? Like if Cam's cheating or something. At the end of the day, he didn't know this was gonna work. He just started something. This is something that they do regularly. Talk about sports with the homies, and it's like, man, I'm bring this to the camera. I don't feel you had the right to come at him like that. And honestly, if you wanted some help or opportunity, you should have just spoke up. For you to talk down on Cam like that, I'm not saying you talk down on crazy, but it just sounds like you were just hating, and it's like I get it. I guess you have a thing with rappers and athletes and people of that nature getting into the journalistic game because you went to college for. I get it, but times is different now. You gotta be creative, like you said. It's just putting out content. You get a camera, you make a you break you make an idea, and you push it. I'm not saying journalists is easy because it's really hard to keep a conversation and ask great questions and ask the right questions that people want to hear. That really takes time and skill, which is something you have, Elliot. But you're not the only one that got that skill. Let's be serious. Like, yes, you're OG in the journalistic game, but it's a whole new day now. It's a whole new day now. Technically, when it comes to podcasts, everybody's somewhat of a journalist. So it's like, why hate on Cam and them though? I kind of feel like you low key wanted to say he's not articulate enough to hold a conversation. And this is why I go to the debate. Shout out Stat Baby on the debate. She did great in that debate. That debate, it wasn't cringy. It was great. It was calm. But Cam is Cam. Cam is Cam. Like, as calm as he was, as calm as he was, he still had cringy moments. Like, as soon as it started, Elliot came on there, tried to cop his pleas and try to hold himself accountable all of a sudden. Off Rick, Cam called him he called him a turkey face or something. He said, I never realized your face looked like that, man. Mad calm, yo, but shout out to Elliot. He took it good. He took it well. They went on with the debate. It was a good back and forth. Elliot seemed like he didn't really want to, be too hard. Like, cause it seemed like I guess he felt like in that Rory and Mal interview, he was wrong. And I'm not gonna say he was wrong. I respect it because he was transparent. Like he kept it real. He's probably saying stuff that other journalists want to say that they're not saying. So that's what I respect him for. But you know, it wasn't needed. You know, um, Step Baby asked some good questions. Him and Ken was going back and forth. It was smooth. But like I said, it was some cringe moments because Ken was throwing in his little shots. He actually said he Elliot probably didn't take this as a shot. I took it as a shot. I'm looking at Ken. Ken was like, because he asked Elliot, how much would you get? How much would you getting paid for doing Rat Radar? He said the low you see the low 6 digits or something like that. Sicker Cam said, "You want to sign under my little homie?" Stat Baby. Stat Baby has her own show, has her own channel, has her own situation. He basically said, "Nah, you ain't gonna sign with me, but you can sign with my little man's." Like, think about that. You've been in the game 25 years. Stat Baby's been out of college maybe a couple years. I don't think she's been out. She's a year and some change. She just got out of college. She's only what, 21, 22 years old. And basically, Elliot has to bow down to a 21-year-old. He's been in this industry longer than she's been alive. And he has to sign to her. He was humble. I'm telling you right now, he was humble. When I see Kim do that, I thought he was gonna get mad, but he said we could talk some numbers. But that's kind of degrading. I'm not gonna say it's degrading, but like I said, think about it. You got the most experience in this field than Kim and her put together. But because you're talking sideways by Kim, instead of coming to him as a man, maybe ask for an opportunity. Now it's like, nah, now you gotta mess with my little homie. Now you can't sign the other, but you can sign to her. That's crazy to me. Like Elliot is double her age. Can you imagine your boss 20 years, 30 years younger than you? Is he gonna do it? I don't know. But it did kind of seem like he's thirsty for work. Seemed like he kind of figured it out. Seemed like he's trying to figure it out. So he might do it, but like I said, even though Ken gave the opportunity, that was more of a slick, like I said, like, yeah, I ain't rocking with you, but you can mess with my little homie. That's like a power move real quick to show him like, this is where we at now. You talking all that about me and look at you. You just another employer in my I mean on my team now. Like, I don't know. I felt like I said, I felt like it was a cool debate. Those cringe parts. It was cringe. Shout out Elliot for keeping it together. He did like kept on like apologizing through the debate. Like it's a debate. He's supposed to go back and forth. But he didn't want those problems because he knew he was already wrong. I'm happy for him to come on there, and I'm happy that he came and did the debate. It was cool. Stat asked some good questions. I'm gonna keep it real with you. When it comes to Elliot Wilson, there's only one interview that stands out, and that's the Jay-Z interview. I can't really. They did Banks too. They did Banks too. I remember those two. I think one thing that stood out about him for people is his laugh. His laugh. A lot of people are recognize he has a distinctive laugh. That's one that's to remember about him. But when it comes to the newer generation, a lot of people don't know who he is. He can literally reinvent himself, and that's what he has to do. That's all he has to do. I don't know. I think because he comes from an older generation of this industry, he's used to moving a certain way. They're not really used to moving independently, especially when he was able to get these deals. So every time he came with a show, he came with a deal with that. I don't think he used to really invest in his own. I mean, his own money. I mean, pick your own spot. I mean, your own equipment, your own employees. Everybody might not have that in them. But if this is something you want to keep going, you want to keep doing, these are the time for it now. This is the time. This is the time where you know, you gotta start, investing in yourself. The information is out there. I'm pretty sure he got all the sources. Like he's been in this game over 20 years. I'm pretty sure you got the sources. Like I heard you say you got editors. So that's already a start for you. You get some cameramen. And you already know how to keep a good conversation. You know how to do this journalist thing. So just get to it. You don't need nobody, Elliot. You, your man, beat up, build your team, and get to work. You just got to put them sources together. No, there's definitely a gap, like a gap when it comes to with some things, but when it comes to this industry here, this podcasting or journalism. I don't know if there's difference, but because now that I think about it, all the older journalists from back in the day, you don't really see them potted or nothing like that, or transitioning too well. Like I'm not gonna say transitioning too well, cause I'm not really following them, but you would think everybody would catch on by now, like have their YouTube channels, but I don't know, like you think of all the old school journalists, like Torre, who else? I haven't really seen too much of him. This Angie, I think Angie, she's technically is she? Or is it more radio? That's what I'm saying. Like, what does it? What makes it journalist work versus you know, like I said, like a radio host or a talk show host? Like, tell Angie Martinez been in this for a while. I feel like she adapted well. Big Boy, he adapted well. Charlemagne, I feel like they all in the journalist field, and they all adapted well. Angela Yee, Gail King, I feel like she only do certain important interviews. She probably didn't really have to really do too much of the type of work, but she's an OG. Trying to think who else. Who are the hip hop or the journalists that used to work back in the day? I don't know, but like they probably feel like the market's oversaturated. Honestly, like I said, with the podcasting is basically journalist work, and with all the podcasts now, it's like, how do you just tap in and just thinking you're gonna be something different, be something too different? Everybody's talking about the same stuff, so I kind of understand the OG journalists versus now because it's like anybody jumping in it. Like I said before, a lot of them got degrees. They went to school for it. They really put the time and the work, and then somebody just comes out of nowhere with a camera, with a camera and questions talk about they're journalists, and everybody might not be able to respect that because, you know, like I said, people put